celebrate National Poetry Month, the El Segundo Public Library and El Segundo's Poet Laureate, Hope Anita Smith, are hosting a public poetry reading here at the historic Old Town Music Hall. Local poets will read their pieces on this stage, and they all highlight the theme, memory.
I just want to thank you all. Tonight we have our city's Poet Laureate, Hope Anita Smith. She's going to kick off the program by reciting one of her poems. And then we also have 12 poets who participated in the program, so we'll have them read their poems.
I'm just proud of all the participants. You know, I did workshops to kind of, if someone was kind of stuck or needed some ideas, and some of these, I think most of them came at least once. I did 3 workshops, and they've just written amazing pieces that are moving, and some are humorous, and so it's been a great experience. I came up with the theme of memory because I thought it would be something that everybody could touch on, and it's personal to each person. We all have, and it wasn't just about a particular memory. It could be your memory, it could be a memory that happened to someone else that you were moved by, or it could just be, as some of us get older in life, it could just be how memory works. You know, we think we remember things, and then we find out it didn't happen exactly that way. So I thought it was a broad enough range that we could get a lot of variety, but it also gave them some parameters. Sometimes when you're just free to write about anything, you're just stuck. Like, that's the whole world, that's the universe, and that's too much. So I put the boundaries around memory because it opened up a lot of doors, and you could interpret it any way that you wanted to.
What is left? What is left after the body is gone, the clothes given away, the ashes spread on the soil?
I chose 2 poems which are pretty sad, I think, but I think they are good. One is about death and seeing someone die, and the other one is what happens after you are dead. My husband of 45 years passed away almost 8 years ago. So, you know, that created a lot of poetry, you know, a way of dealing with grief is to write. Also, writing brings joy, and, you know, there is the usual thing, there is no joy without grief. There's no grief without some joy.
I wrote a book called It Rained Warm Bread, which is the story of a Holocaust survivor, and his name is Moshe Moskowitz, and he has since passed away. But there's a poem called Dream Train, and it's about him remembering his family, and it's the thing that got him through the hard times when he was in the concentration camps after his family had been, you know, taken out. So I'm going to read the poem that I wrote about his memory. It is time to get up, time to disembark. I am always the last one off the dream train. Thank you.
Actually, it was serendipity because I was going on the El Segundo Public Library website, and I was looking for a book, and I saw the announcement that they were having this public poetry reading. So I called the library, and then they announced that the Poet Laureate, Hope Anita Smith, would be doing a workshop the next day. So I showed up at the library, and boom, 2 weeks later, here I am.
The poets that attended Hope's workshop found guidance and inspiration.
She has great enthusiasm, she has great ideas. I think Hope Smith is a real asset for the town.
Well, I just think she's incredible. I really think she has a great knack for bringing out words and emotions in other people. I saw that firsthand at the workshop that she hosted. You know, somebody would have an idea, but maybe they weren't exactly how to place the right words with the right moment. And she just sort of has an instinctual knowing of like what that next beat can be or word can be, or by hearing a certain word, it can provoke some type of like underlying thought that maybe the writer wasn't thinking about.
Just her energy, warmth, compassion, beautiful poet. She read a piece of hers and it was just magnificent.
The Old Town Music Hall provided an intimate setting for the poets to share their original pieces.
We feel like this was the perfect venue for this type of engagement. It's very intimate and it's historical, and it brings, you know, a lot of charm, right, to the event, and so it's such a beautiful place.
It's beautiful. Yeah, don't even ask me. I love this theater. used to come here for the silent movies when they play the organ and you see the movies. It's beautiful.
It's really important for us to, highlight poetry and to educate the public, and also hopefully, this event will bring people out to this amazing venue, and hopefully they will get them inspired to do their own writing.
Whether funny or poignant, poems are a way to connect with others.
I think that everyone has a creative side, and poetry is a wonderful way to express our feelings, and you can get as passionate as you'd like. And when there are events like this, it brings people from all walks of life, and we can all bond over one thing, which is poetry, and just share our most passionate feelings or thoughts.
A young boy and teenage girl playing. Such cute siblings, I think to myself, as they splash water and collect shells. At a distance, I noticed something. It is a clear memory. They aren't siblings. That's my son and me.
I'm political. A lot of people are political, but this is a very political age and very divisive. And I think poetry is one of the things that can knit a community back together because, maybe I don't agree with your politics at all. Maybe you don't agree with my politics at all. But maybe if we share a poem, because a poem's a very intimate act, and when we share it with others, you're inviting people into your space of vulnerability. And I think it's a way to kind of get rid of this and go to here, and I think connections can be formed from that, and I think we're at a point in our society right now where we really need that.
Tonight, the creative poetry going around made a wonderful memory here in town. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this again. For El Segundo Media, I'm Catherine Chen.